this episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic, we talk about so much, man. We talk about would you leave your wife for the woman of your dreams? We also talk about Teairra Mari and her sex tape. Is she a victim or an opportunist? Plus, Jay-Z pulling Meek Mill from the White House. Was this a missed opportunity or not? We talk about all that and more on this episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic.
First of all, let me tell you something. Lamont is just full of
Sometimes my mama said, when you don't have nothing nice to say, you should be quiet.
People say that Stephen A. is a coon. You agree with that? Everybody got quiet on that one? Okay. Go ahead.
Rudy Giuliani practices voodoo. So he put a voodoo hex on my girl, Hillary, and that's why she got woozy. And the Secret Service had to prop her up and put her in the van.
But take us to a break, my dude.
It was voodoo, son.
I don't know about that voodoo.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Three Black Guys with a Mic. Hey, family, we need your help. Wherever you listen to this podcast, we need you to subscribe. We need you to download. We need you to share. Plus, we need you to rate the podcast as well. That's how we continue to grow this podcast. Continue to let our advertisers know that we are relevant and we are here to stay. Also, it helps us with getting new advertisers. So share this podcast on your Facebook page. Share it on the Instagram page. Tell your family. Tell your friends. Three Black Guys with the Mic. Go to the website, threeblackguyswiththemic.com, and engage in the conversation at facebook.com/threeblackguyswiththemic. Thank you. We appreciate that. Your support means we are here to stay. Now, let's start the show.
Yeah, I remember the peep shows. I remember being like 17 and not being able to get into one, and finally some dude let me into the peep show, and I paid it was 75 cents in the slot, right? And so the girl came out, yeah.
Right. But then, after a couple of minutes or whatever it is, then the screen go back down, right? And if you want some more peep, then you got to pay, right?
Right.
That's really what streaming is.
Lamont, how much peep did you buy?
I'll be honest with you. I would have been so afraid to go on a peep show in Detroit. Everybody know everybody. I'm not going in there. You know what I'm saying?
Because they used to have them on 8 Mile where you could go in.
Yes, yep. Yeah. And they had a lot on Woodward, like in Highland Park.
A lot of in Highland Park.
Yeah.
You go down Woodward now, them mugs closed.
Exactly.
But the crazy part was when you put your money in and you get your peep, when they shut, just when she was about to be like, I'm about to take it all the way off, it shut. Exactly. Then you put the 75 cents in and she already dressed again. You're like, yo, what's up with the to be continued?
So that's what streaming is. And sooner or later, although this generation has been programmed that's the way to go, if you think about it, it's actually kind of dumb, because what happens when you don't want to put the 75 cents in? At least before, if you wanted a Donald Glover album or some sort of physical something, it's yours. Now we don't have anything. You feel what I'm saying?
It's funny that you say that, because I was telling my wife that same thing about Apple Music and about Tidal, where I no longer own the content of the music, which is crazy. Right. And I think we talked about this before, which is unfortunate because, like you said, Lamont, you could go literally to the record stores. You can go to Shantinique's Music and Sportswear, grab yourself the album, and you got the Book of Ryan, and you own it forever. Now, we cancel the Apple Music because we Tidal people, but, we cancel. So I go onto my Apple Music. I don't got the songs I had before. I got to re-download them or either subscribe again. I'm like, this is whack. This is all about the leasing. It's all leasing now.
Right, but if you were smart with the Apple Music, when you had it, you would have figured out how to get it.
How to steal. You want to steal.
Wait a minute. I don't advocate for that.
But because I'm a DJ, so I get the opportunity to be able to get my own music. So, but still, it's still whack, man.
Yeah, it's whack if you think about it. So actually, I was talking to a couple of people about it the other day. Like, sooner or later, people are going to be like, "Oh, wait a minute." You know what I mean? And I also think that they're not making as much money off of it as they thought that they would. So from a long-term perspective, I don't think so. Will it probably go away? Nah, but it's not going to be the big driver that it is right now. And it's only driving now because it's new. You know
I think the thing is that, Apple Music and Spotify are going to wind up just owning the space. And a lot of folks are waiting for they're waiting for Apple or Spotify to go ahead and write them a check. Because
check from what though?
To buy him out. Like if you're sitting at, right now, if you're Jay and you're sitting with Tidal and you already then gave Sprint a piece, you're sitting there saying, yo, you know what? Another $250, $300 million. Hell, give me $600 million and y'all can just have our listeners and we'll go away and shut it down. Because like Lamont said, they'll never make. Think about it like this. He bought it for what? $50 million. He sold. Yeah. He sold Sprint in for $200 million, which valued the company at $600 million. They'll run this company another 10 years. They ain't gonna make $600 million.
True. All right, Samantha, go.
I'm just saying the long-term concept of it has to go back to something that you can
tangible.
Own, and it may not be the majority of it, but that part on the quiet is growing, and it's going to grow more because I'm almost like I rather just spend the money for the shit that I want now. Like, and if I can't, I gotta wait 2 weeks or whatever to get the little 20 up or 15 up. Like, I want a Rhapsody physical CD. You know what I mean? I want a physical J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? I don't want, I get it. It's cool. I can listen on my computer and all that. But like you just said, what if I ain't got $10 to give Tidal? What if I need to smoke that $10 up? It don't sound right, but I look, Gloria, it's $9.99. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I thought you was talking about something else. I thought you were talking about Gorilla.
Like some
I thought you were talking about the Peep Show. I mean,
right.
It's just 75 cents, man. Just put the coins in, my dude.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's cool. It's almost like me paying Spud to listen to his music. Hey man, I'm gonna give you $10. Let me just listen to what you got.
That ain't $10. That ain't
exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Lamont. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So we've been talking. I love y'all. But should I run this intro and get this show started?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. Let's get the show started.
Uh. 14 seconds, gentlemen. 14 seconds. Are you ready?
That was all in the intro last time. You know that, right, man?
That was a Peep Show.
Yeah, that was. He thought his mic was muted, but it wasn't.
No, my mic is muted in the show. Y'all can hear me, but the recording won't. I'm running this end, Lamont.
I understand that, but if you go back to the last show, you can hear you in the beginning.
So does this mean now we have to start the intro all over again?
Yeah.
You want to start it again?
Yeah. So
no, I think we should just go with that.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, ladies, we're gonna rewind and come right back. We are here.
Put your quarters. Look, put your coins back in.
Put your quarters in. Anyways, we are here. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for another episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic, Spud Lamont Maynard. Make sure you subscribe to our podcast on iTunes. That's how we grow. Go to YouTube, subscribe. Make sure you be a part of the conversation at facebook.com/Three Black Guys with the Mic. Wherever you listen to this podcast, make sure you subscribe, rate, and review. You can tell us how ugly Maynard and Lamont is. You can say how cute I am, and we'll take that as a review. That's all good. We'll take it. It's all good. No? We don't want that rating? We don't want that rating?
That's what I'm like.
Lamont, he's been muted. What he doesn't know is just you and I.
Thank you.
I wasn't going for all of that.
Anyways, as you can see, family, we are still in the States because Lamont forgot to prepare the royal baggage and make it to the royal wedding at all.
The royal baggage.
I thought you said that Prince Harry said we was good. Lamont, what happened? I thought you said we was good.
Listen, man. Here's what you all don't know. You all saw what you saw on TV with the wedding, but they didn't show you the after party, did they?
No, they did not show that part.
And if they also didn't show you the bachelor party, because you remember what happened with Harry in New York, right?
Yeah.
Harry gets down. So it's just certain stuff that they couldn't show. When the queen found out, they was like, yo, Harry, you're my grandson. I love you, but just chill. So what Harry said was, once everything gets settled, the bruh's going to be there next week, and we'll get it popping. So just hold tight.
Did you watch the wedding?
Of course not.
Lamont watched the wedding. He did.
I said, for what?
No, you watched the wedding, my dude.
Oh, my mama. For what?
Did you watch the wedding, Maynard?
Hell no.
I watched the wedding. Well, I was made. Hold on. I had to watch the wedding, so I had to watch.
Of course.
I mean,
we know why.
Yeah, I mean, my wife was like, yo, we got to sit down and we got to watch this. But anyway, she brought up a great point.
I don't understand how in February we were Wakanda forever.
We are.
And now the colonizer.
But that's my point. And that was my wife's point. Shout out to my wife because she made up a great point. And she was like, you got to watch this wedding because it's a great representation of black people. And so.
No.
It was a great representation of black people. Now, Bishop Michael Curry, I need you to probably sit down. I need Barbecue Becky to come call the police on you, homeboy. But at any rate, it was a great representation of black people. So, Maynard, is this not a great representation of black people? Should we not have black people represented in England?
But black people, we talk about that.
In the royal wedding. This is the first time we have black folks represented like this in the royal wedding.
So
what?
So
this is the part that I'm trying to.
Gonna be on y'all. Facebook.com/Black Guys with the Mic, ladies. Get them, ladies. Get them, black ladies.
So Lisa Ray, hold on a second. Lisa Ray was the princess of Turks and Caicos.
That wasn't right.
But when she
listen,
Lisa
Ray was in the Players Club. That ain't
I said.
But she was the princess.
But this little girl was on Nick at Night. So what's the difference?
That ain't the Players Club.
But you see
that ain't all y'all entrepreneur Negroes.
Hold on. Let me say something, Lamont. Come over here to camera 3, Lamont. Let me talk to you, my dude.
I'm listening.
Your man finally has bought in. He believes that the white man's ice is definitely cold.
No. Wait a minute. We talk about black people.
Spud, I've muted you already. I'm talking to Lamont.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
If Lisa Ray should die, every year they bring out a picture of Princess Diana, and they make me think that she's going to do something special. She's been dead for 20-some years. She wasn't even princess when she died. Let's be honest, right? You know your big auntie that used to come and she was married to Uncle Bob or Uncle Chuck, and when they got divorced, she couldn't come to the stuff no more. She didn't get to go around saying I'm his wife. Why did Princess Diana they kept saying she was the princess? Now, if something should happen to Lisa Ray and she should pass, God forbid that, we're gonna be like, yo, BET is gonna play a marathon, or 2 can play that game. And she wasn't even in it.
Wrong movie. I was gonna say
Players Club.
That's what I'm trying to say. If she was in Players Club, she wasn't in 2 can play that game. But black people gonna get it confused and be like, Vivica Fox. They're the same person.
I cannot believe that every single week we talk about black folks and about, especially you, Maynard. I'm very disappointed because you're always championing for black women, the importance of, black folks and black women in America, and we got to stand up and the educated black woman in the whole 9 yards. We had a black choir. We had the black woman in the Rolls Royce, the black mama. And y'all telling me this is not a good look for black women across America? Serena Williams was there. Oprah Winfrey was there. Y'all telling me black women can't be represented?
Finish.
Yes, I'm done.
So, and this is going to be a statement or a question I'm going to ask, and I don't know the answer. And it may even sound uneducated, right? So there's this continent called Africa, right?
Yep.
Okay. In Africa, you have all of these different countries in there, right? And I'm pretty sure somewhere in Africa, there's some sort of royal family. There's been some sort of wedding over the past 5 to 10 years, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think
the only royal wedding I remember from Africa is Eddie Murphy and Sherry Headley. That's the only one I remember.
And watch this. And Spud, and that's my point exactly, is that I get this feed from England that the world is supposed to stop because this young lady which I was told, my wife did graduate from Northwestern, shout out to Northwestern, who is from South Central, right? Who does have a mother who's African-American. I get all that. And that's cool. God bless him. But why am I forced? And maybe I think you should put this on your Facebook or Twitter or whatever. It's almost like we're force-fed that we have to watch this foolishness when I cannot get a royal African wedding unless I got
Come on now.
Africa channel.
Come on now.
And in Inglewood, where I live, in the Caucasian neighborhood, you got to pay for the Africa channel. Do you have Africa channel on your?
I didn't even know there was an Africa channel.
My point exactly.
There is an Africa channel.
I didn't know
right.
there was
Exactly.
It's $2.39 on my service. Is $2.39.
Right. Where you get a lot of African programs. So if we want to be so Wakanda, so African, so happy for the biracial, because Gail was told to call her biracial. Shout out to Gail King. How are you? Good morning. Good evening.
Sir, no pitching war on the job, sir. No pitching war on the job.
I'm just saying, but she was told they cannot call that young lady black. She has to be called biracial.
Wait. Why is it that we have to call her biracial, but we got to call Barack Obama black? Why is he the first black president, but she can't be the first black Duchess of, Sussex?
Because she's the Duchess of Sussex?
No. No.
Is she the Duchess of Sussex?
I think she's the Duchess of Sussex.
But you are way too plugged in, my dude.
Right.
I told you I had to sit and watch. I had to sit and get information.
Dude, I'm saying, I have watched movies.
We spent way too much time on this already.
No.
Listen, my dude, I have watched Friends, but I don't know which one Rachel is. I'm just saying. You a little too, your man card right now.
I can't believe y'all.
Let me ask you. Okay, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question,
man. One day y'all on the black train, the next day y'all not.
But let me ask. We on the man side right now.
Wait, y'all pick and choose when we can be Wakanda and when we can't be Wakanda.
No, it's not that. We on the man piece. We on the man piece though, Spud. Spud, this is the thing though. Do you know how many points J.R. Smith had in that win that the Cavaliers got over the Celtics last night?
I do not. Don't care.
But you know that she is the princess of Duchess of Sussex.
What's that got to do with anything?
Yo, hold on for a second. Let me just go ahead. Spud's application for an upgrade of man privileges.
Yo, trade me. Who you trading me for? You trading me and Kanye West? Trade me and Kanye West?
I'm gonna go ahead and have Barbecue Becky stop through. Yo, I can't believe you know how many points LeBron had at least.
No, I didn't watch the game yesterday. I didn't get the chance.
But you watched the Duchess.
But I watched a lot of documentaries yesterday, though. I did watch a lot of documentaries.
She's the Duchess of where? Sussex or York?
So. One of the two. I think the Duchess of Sussex.
But you're also hurting my feelings, Maynard, because all of your references are about dribbling in sports and black exploitation on the court being, monetized by a Caucasian colonizer.
Oh that's good. That's good.
See? It is all wrong. It's all wrong. It's all wrong. So just
last week we talked about Jesus. Lamont, you were one of the people who were protesting, the Jesus flag. You got a lot of backlash from the family. I do got to ask you, are a member of the Beehive. Beyonce bought her a church. Will you be attending the church in some sort of way when you are in the Big Easy? Will you be going to Cafe Du Monde, grabbing yourself a beignet and a coffee and heading to the church? I just want to say, will the Beehive get to change your mind on the Jesus, on the white Jesus or the black Jesus?
I saw that piece, but I don't know, maybe I didn't pick up. She actually bought the church?
She bought the church. Now, the church hasn't been in existence for years because the members died, but she did. The building is a church. Now, what she's going to do with it, no one knows at this point. But she might, put a revival up in that piece. Just want to see if, you're gonna fall through or not. No,
I'll pass.
Okay. I want to do.
You ain't got something for the. You ain't got nothing for the plate. You ain't gonna put a little.
Hey, my God.
You ain't tired. You ain't got your tithe and offering.
Listen. J&B are good right now. They don't need no cheese. Matter of fact, they're trying to give the money away.
10%, Lamont. That's what's required of you. 10%.
Where? Show me where's that at? What verse?
The Lord say, "Be a cheerful giver."
I know. I am cheerful with my 2%.
Oh
my gosh.
Yeah. I'm cheerful with that. I'm happy. Here's 2. What does it say 10, Maynard?
Why can Jesus only get 2% of your money?
Jesus. Hold on. Go ahead.
This is so. Wait a minute. I'm just going to say, people who are watching, this is so not our show right now. We haven't got to the show notes.
Okay.
So just bear with us for 1 second. Why can Jesus only get 2% of your money?
here's my thing with Jesus is that I would like to sit down with him and his representative and say, listen, how much let me finish. Let me get this. No, it's not. No, wait. If you let me finish. Jesus? Listen, in that church, the pastor who's leading that flock, that's his rep, is it not? That's his customer service rep, right?
Oh, I don't know.
We really gonna get kicked off.
Okay, so whatever.
Okay.
So his customer service rep, what do we need to put on the light bill or the gas bill or whatever it is to run the church? I'm down with that. If that's 10, 15, 20, but when we go above and beyond and you hit me with a 10 and you really only need 3, then yo, dog, like, and I always have said this. There's some people who attend church on a weekly basis who do not have enough money for medication. I know people that give money to the church before they pay for their medication. In my opinion, that's wrong. I'm never going to get off that. Never, ever, 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 ever. I need some elderly people who live off of Social Security, which I heard a statistic a couple weeks ago. I think we talked about it. Maybe we didn't. Is that there's a very large number of people who, that's their only income. And I got to give that when you start to compare some of their bills to live, and I got to give the church house 10, and then I'm still left, or that person who has, whatever their circumstance is, are still negative every month. That makes no sense to me. None. I'd
like to do a new segment if we can.
New segment,
ladies. It's
we
a
need
new
the
segment
sound.
alert.
New segment
alert. I'd like to do a segment called
White Jesus?
No.
Okay.
Do we care or we don't care? Now, there's a lot of stories that Maynard hit us with. There's a lot of stories out there that's in the news that we don't get the opportunity to actually talk about. So I'd like to throw a couple of topics out there to see if we care or if we don't care.
Mm-mm.
No?
I'm listening. Let me get my pencil.
Mashonda.
Hold on. Wait a minute. You taking notes? We taking notes.
Oh, we taking notes? Hold on.
You taking notes.
No,
okay.
wait, I'm the one that got the thing. I don't got to take notes because I'm the one that created the damn segment. Anyway, Mashonda.
Is it okay if I write on the back? Is it okay if I write on the back of your manhood application?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so Mashonda, Swiss Beats ex-wife, is penning a book about,
We don't care. We don't care.
Don't care? Care or don't care?
I care.
Tell me why you care.
I always like Mashonda.
I think Mashonda's hot. But here's a bigger question that I have.
So fire.
So Swiss Beats left Mashonda to be with Alicia Keys, right? So let me ask you this question. Lamont, you're a married man. If there is somebody out there, that you believe that you're more in love with
Gayle
than
King.
your wife, Gayle King, do you leave your wife to go and pursue that marriage and live happily ever after?
Me personally, absolutely not.
So you stick with the unhappy household.
That's what I signed up for. I mean, you got to figure out how do we make it happen.
You signed up for unhappiness?
No. He said that I was in an unhappy home. When I signed up, it was about being happy. So to me and my household, it's about if it's unhappy, we're going to get to the happy. We figure it out. It's the whole better or for worse kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
So you don't leave. So Swiss Beats is wrong for saying, you know what, Mashonda, you cool and I love you. We really good friends. But I really love Alicia Keys. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm out and I'm going to go and be over here. I'm going to knock up 2 kids with her. You and I can co-parent, but we can't be together no more because this is
So listen.
My soulmate. This is my soulmate.
So can I tell you the truth just between us 3? You ready, man?
Yeah. Listening.
The truth is that Swiss.
Oh, you did that already with the wife that you have now? You left somebody.
No.
You already left somebody to be with the wife that you with right now.
No. I'm blood in, blood out, baby boy. I only got one in. We leaving. It's gonna be some boxes, but I think unfortunately because of Swiss and his economic situation that he's able to do that.
So it's all about the money. So you leave if you got enough money to be able to leave.
No, he can leave just like. So there's somebody else.
So it's like Donald and Melania. It's like, okay, look, here goes $1.5 million condo, 4 floors down in Trump Tower. You do your thing. I'm gonna stay up here at the penthouse. I'm gonna run the country. Do your thing. I'm gonna do mine. As long as I got the money to do it, it's okay.
I'm gonna get in trouble for saying it. It's just like Chris Rock. If you got Chris Rock money, you can bounce. And you can buy another house around the corner in Alpine just to go pick your kids up and take them to school.
So if you ain't got no money, you got to stay with the unhappy one. You got to stay with the miserable.
That's why your interest rate is higher if you ain't got no money. Ain't that how it works, man?
If you ain't got no money, you got to stay unhappy. If your credit score is low,
you got to be unhappy.
It's cheaper to keep her, is what you said.
That's it. Look at Maynard. Maynard quiet as hell. Am I wrong, Maynard?
What else do you got on Do We Care, Do We Not Care?
What else do we got on that? Stevie J avoids jail time. Do we care or we don't care?
No.
Don't care. Teairra Mari's leaked sex tape. We care or we don't care?
Yes.
Why do you care, Maynard?
Whoa. I thought we made a specific decision in pre-production that we were not going to be discussing Teairra Mari.
Hold on for a second. Yo, Spud, Air 5 for sneaking that.
This is mad.
He was trying to keep that shit out forever. Yo, the only reason why I care is not actually because I'm interested in sex, because I am.
Yo.
But, really.
Wait, with Teairra Mari?
I put my 75 cents in, Lamont. Can I get mine? Now, actually, I'm just trying to figure out, is this a stunt or is this? I mean, I've never myself ever taped a sexual encounter. Who does that?
A lot of people do that, Maynard.
You have?
No, but a lot of people do.
There was a little bit of a pause on it.
I'm saying.
Hold on, let me ask you again, Lamont. Now look right in the camera.
You have never, ever taped yourself with somebody else, ever. Never. Have you ever taped it and then deleted it?
Ever.
You ever sent a dick pic, Lamont?
This is going down the road. Never.
Okay, no problem. Okay. I agree with you though, man. I mean, I think that when you're looking for something of that nature, when you actually tape yourself. When you tape yourself, now if you and your wife do that's between you and your wife. You and your boyfriend do that, I think that you are setting yourself up for failure. Now, the guy, her ex-boyfriend, said he did not send it. Now, here's my small little research. Now, I accidentally stumbled upon it when it was an accident. I swear. Listen, wait. I came on Instagram.
You put 75 cents in by accident?
Yeah, by accident. I came up on Instagram, and it was the first thing that popped up when I came on. Am I right, Lamont? That was the first thing. Now, here's the thing. I was curious because I was like, well, wait. This is on your page. So who would post it? Who would leak it? It wasn't it was on Teairra Mari's page. She was the one who posted it. It wasn't a repost or anything like that. So I was like, well, dang, it's on your page. You didn't repost this or anything like that. So I'm curious to know if it was me doing it wouldn't be me doing that. But if it was my wife doing that, I'm sure my wife wouldn't be like, oh, let me post it so everybody can see what happened. No, you would be like, oh my God, I can't even believe this is out here. I'm not going to post this.
So it's a stunt.
But what's the stunt? If she's going to get the lawyer, who she's suing if it's a stunt? Is it all publicity? She paying people to get what? More clicks and views? To just extend her stay on Love and Hip Hop?
That's what I gotta say. Are you accusing Mona Scott of being behind this? Is that what you're saying, Maynard?
No.
I don't know if Mona. Look, does it have to be Mona Scott? Maybe.
She's trying to get the renew. Trying to get the renew on the contract.
But the question is this: Does Teairra Mari is she making money by sending traffic to her Instagram page?
She's getting more followers. I'm sure. I'm sure her profile now is on a national level. So whatever. It only creates more awareness and more buzz. 3 weeks ago, nobody knew the world did not know who Teairra Mari was. If you were outside of the love and hip hop community, you didn't know who Teairra Mari was, and you didn't care.
Right. So now not only is she driving her own social media for clicks and views, which probably there's a check behind all of that. but she also is solidifying herself as Mona Scott got to be like, well, all right, you know what, you had your blow up situation this summer or this spring, I got to bring you back.
Right. I got to bring you
So
back.
it's a stunt.
2 more seasons. You get at least 2 more seasons. 2 more seasons.
It's a stunt. I mean, but this is the downside. Where are we? And where are our people that this type of stunt is like, like your pride is a small price to pay for what do you say, Lamont, for a few shekels, for a few coins?
That's where we at, bro.
Like, yo,
right.
I mean,
that's where we at.
That's where we are. All right, what else you got, Spud?
All right, last one. Do we care or do we not care? Melania is home from the hospital.
Yes, we care.
Why?
Because she wanted to stay in the hospital so long. She's like, I do not want to go home. I do not want to go back. Now, actually, the only reason why I'm saying we care is because, in fact, from what I heard, and I don't know how accurate this is, but she had a black doctor who was pretty much running the program for her for this kidney. It was a kidney not transfer, but it was a procedure. Whatever.
What was it? A Haitian doctor?
Haitian, yeah,
yes. Yeah.
And so we care that this guy who's from a shithole nation performed this surgery on the First Lady of the United States, and it was successful. And then she said, "It was so good. I'd like to stay some longer, please. I do not want to go be with Trump." So,
are you profiling right now?
Right. That sounds like, I don't know.
That's a bad accent, by the way. But are you profiling?
It's a bad accent. But have you noticed this? She stayed longer with the Haitian doctor. She was smiling a lot when she was sitting next to Barack.
So what do you insinuate?
I'm just saying, dude. I'm saying that she doesn't enjoy being around Donald Trump.
Lamont? Why don't you care?
I mean, here's my
Trump is cool people, though.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lamont. Go ahead and finish up, Lamont.
Okay, sure. So, anyhow, Melania Trump is real chill. I mean, low key, she's married to Donald. Oh, my bad. This is supposed to be the other Lamont. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I mean, to be honest with you, I just feel like, other than Melania dressing to the nine, because we got to give her credit. Homegirl be dressing. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. The other day when she was rocking out all white, I was like, damn, that's dope.
You cannot front on her dressing game. Her dressing game is on point. But other than that, like, she's, we want nothing bad to happen to her or anything like that. But what are you doing? I mean,
the sad part about it is that there is no emotional connection between the people in this administration and the people who are, with the administration. That's the sad part, because when I heard about it and I heard she was going home and so forth and so on, I was like, you know what? I really don't know if I care. Now, if that was Michelle Obama, everybody would be outside of the hospital with the signs.
But no. Here's why I disagree. I disagree. I disagree. I think in your circumference, they didn't care. But in West Virginia, in rural Ohio, in maybe some of the smaller counties in Georgia, where a lot of those areas are red and that's how they get down, they probably were, not happy. Or they are happy now she's home, but when they heard the news, some of the people that might have been drinking corn liquor in the hills might have been, really upset.
Corn liquor in the hills? Anyways, let's take a quick break real quick and come back and talk more about, we got to talk about Meek Mills, we got to talk about the school shootings, but real quick we want to let you know about Wendy's, ladies and gentlemen. Wendy's 4 for $4 is changing the value game with an all-new 4 for $4 with 8 options. You can choose from 8 fresh-tasting options: double stack, crispy chicken sandwich, grilled go wrap, junior bacon cheeseburger, chicken crispy BLT, junior cheeseburger, spicy go wrap, or a junior cheeseburger deluxe. All those options plus nuggets, fries, and a drink. It's always fresh, never frozen at a participating Wendy's near you. Option not valid in Alaska and Hawaii. And now let's get back to the show and talk about Meek Mill. We just, was talking about Donald Trump and the Trumpettes. Meek Mill was scheduled to go to the White House to talk about prison reform, and Jay-Z was like, not on this Rock Nation dime. You're not going to no damn White House. You ain't doing that over here, Playboy. I mean, Maynard, was this a missed opportunity to be able to go to the White House, speak to the president about prison reform? As we all know, Meek Mill just got out of prison, for violating his, probation. He was set to do 2 years, only did 5 months. But is this one of those things where it was a missed opportunity for somebody who has been targeted by mass incarceration, profiling, so forth and so on? Was this one of those things? Sorry, damn, my bad. You go to anyway. Answer the question.
Nah, it was no. It's not a missed opportunity. Let's back up and really talk about what was really going down. Do you believe that the man who basically said, I don't care if there is evidence, if there is someone who admitted to the crime, I don't care if there's someone that the forensics indicate that these 5 young men didn't have anything to do with this crime, but he still decided that they should be in prison. We're talking about the Central Park 5.
Let me ask you, can I interrupt you for 1 second? I got to ask this question because I want to just kind of, I always like to balance the conversation if I can. Do we use old school things when we're talking about Donald Trump? I'm just asking. Because a lot of the conversation that we continue to have in a negative way about the president is old stuff.
What's old? What's old to you?
Central Park 5 is in the 80s.
Okay.
Well,
he was given an opportunity to, hey, you know what, man? Let me revise that. I'm sorry. I do believe in DNA. And I do believe that the science suggested that these gentlemen are innocent and this other person is guilty. But no, he hasn't backed away from that.
Agreed.
And as a result, as long as he continues to keep that, then I gotta keep my peace.
So Maynard, let me just say this to you. Since Spud doesn't want to talk about old, can we just talked about the SO countries, right? Is that old school?
No, I was curious because I mean,
no, because Donald has given us enough that we can do this all day. True. Was it old school in Charlottesville? What was that? That's not old, is it? There's comments on that.
Well, it's old, but it's not old.
Okay, but let's just go to my and this again, we're gonna talk about school shootings later, but let's talk about the young man down in Nashville, who graduated, from my illustrious black college. It took him 3 weeks to call the brother. Am I correct?
Hey man, what can you do?
3 weeks, right? I didn't get a tweet. I didn't get a hey. I didn't get none of that. But when it's time to clown and do buffoonery, when it's time for Kanye to do, he's immediate. He gets so it's like we know what Donald's about. You know what I'm saying? And Jay was absolutely correct. Like Millie, like yo dog, we spent a lot of money to get you out of jail. You got a good, clean poster boy, image that we're shaping, and you're not gonna mess it up like Kanye going up there fooling around in 1600 Pennsylvania. Right. Period. So Jay's on point.
I feel Jay is on point. And this goes back to something that we said. This goes back to Killer Mike's piece. This goes to Kanye's piece. This goes to so many pieces. Do not be a useful fool. Right. Do not be an idiot and a clown, because as soon as you do that, they are going to wrap their arms around you and they're going to say, look, it's so, and the black guy said we shouldn't do such and such, so I must be right. And the next thing you know, they are taking your words.
Are you taking a dialect class or something like that?
Can you do that again, man? What
and the black guy said he's doing such and such. That must be right.
All right.
Now you don't want to be a useful tool, because they will absolutely positively try to find all kinds of ways to wrap all kinds of other foolishness around your appearance and turn it into something else. When you show up, you give them power to control the narrative.
So Lamont, two questions is I'm sorry, go ahead, man.
Jay-Z and Meek Mill and the platforms that they can participate in and or create are big enough that they can, Is Donald Trump's Twitter following bigger than Jay's necessarily?
I'm gonna go with yeah, but
No.
It's so why I hate when we even that is the measuring stick
No,
is a
I'm not
freaking
saying
Twitter.
But the
you
question
got it
is
wrong.
that I think the conversation always is that you got to be able to speak from the inside out, right? So if no one is actually speaking from the inside out, how do we really affect change? Do you think that Jay-Z and Meek Mill can really get prison reform change on the outside in? Do they have enough resources? They definitely got enough money, but do they got enough resources and influence to actually change prison reform on the outside in? From the
Sure,
outside in.
sure.
In what way?
Listen, what you're saying, what you're asking me to believe is that Donald Trump is interested in changing prison reform. We're interested in, so you can go inside there and spend all the time talking. It's just like the situation with North Korea. Yeah, North Korea is going to get rid of their bombs and they're going to do this and that. And then what North Korea said, nah, we was just fucking with you. We ain't doing that. We ain't
We
doing
was
that.
just bullshitting.
Right? So Donald Trump would be like, I'm going to have this meeting. We're going to have this big hearing and I'm going to look presidential and I'm going to say some things. And at the end of the day, I'm going to fly back to Alabama or fly back into some part of Ohio or Indiana somewhere and give a speech talking about Colin Kaepernick should go to prison.
And I wanted to make sure Jay only has 3, Donald has 52 million.
What difference does it make? What I'm saying is this. Jay can create a platform large enough that 52 million or 250 million
Absolutely.
or a billion people would say, oh, I'm listening now. And if Jay can get hopefully or possibly Cynthia Nixon becomes governor of New York and they can work in just New York, then New York can lead the way for 10 other states. If somebody can get the governor of Pennsylvania.
I don't know how I'm feeling about Cynthia, but we'll get to that later.
Okay, all I'm saying is, if we can get the governor of one state, if we can get the city council persons in one community to start to make change in those communities, then that can become contagious and it can spread. If you go to Donald Trump, he's just going to make a photo op. That's it.
Oh, no question. No, we're there. But earlier, I just want to make sure I got the number right, is that you made reference to a following. And then you said something about Twitter followers. And unfortunately, people have this notion that has value. And in my opinion, that's not necessarily the case.
You don't think that Donald Trump's Twitter has value?
No. What I'm saying is that I think that there's a large amount of influence. I think he has more value as the president than he does having 52 million followers on Twitter.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying?
A large piece of what drove him into becoming president was Twitter. Mm-hmm. He used Twitter as a major. Think about it. He got something in the neighborhood of a couple of $1 billion worth of free press, and
Twitter. Yes.
A lot of it was through Twitter. And a lot of the press that he got from, say, MSNBC, Fox, CBS, CNN, ABC, or whatever, came because he tweeted something around the press, and those news directors were like, yo, you cannot let Donald Trump go and deliver messages around us. We got to have him on this station. And they turned around, and not only did he have free press through Twitter, he turned around and turned that free press through Twitter into news stations begging him to come do a interview, which was more free press.
Right. Well, here's what I'm gonna say, and I'm with you. So I just wanted to make sure I was right in this too. So B-Rock has 103 million, right?
Okay.
Donald has 52 million. I just personally feel like Twitter is, like we talked about, before we started, it's still like the Peep Show. You know what I mean? It's like you put your 50 cents in, and you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know if it has the real value as people put stock in it. That's all I'm saying.
So, Spud, you want Meek Mill to go to the White House?
No, I just was asking,
I'm just saying, man, you want that to happen?
I agree with Jay. I think that Jay should have pulled the rug from under him because I agree with both of you guys. I think that without the proper representation, I think T.I. has said it, Charlamagne has said it, I think everyone has said that when you are going to the White House, you need somebody who is going to actually be able to speak the language of Congress, Donald Trump, or whatever the case may be, to actually have some influence. So if it would have been Meek Mill and Cory Booker or whatever the case may be, then maybe it would have been like, oh, okay, this might be a different scenario. But for Meek Mill to show up without any strong backing, no, that's, to your point, another photo op, another opportunity for Donald Trump to be able to say, and his base, and, the Trumpettes to be able to say, oh, look what we're doing. We're actually extending the olive branch to African Americans to even have the dialogue or even to open the doors to the White House to be able to at least be able to show. And then, like you said, when I go back to Alabama or West Virginia or Iowa or whatever, I'm going back to who I really am. So, no, I agree with Jay. I mean, I just was curious to know, or is it a missed opportunity? Because if we're talking about we got to work the thing from the inside out, hey, who knows?
So does that mean Steve Harvey, Jim Brown, Kanye West, does that mean all those guys were out of their league when they went to Trump Tower?
I think that Steve Harvey, let me just speak only for Steve Harvey. I think Steve Harvey was blindsided. I think that Steve Harvey went there because what his story was Barack asked him to go to talk about some things that were going on in the community and how he could help. He went. So I think that he got blindsided. Jim Brown, Ray Lewis, I don't know about that. That to me was like, hello, my baby, hello, my darling. And Kanye West, that was just, do it, man. How you do it? That's what that was.
That's some Eddie Kane Jr. shit.
Yeah, that was some Eddie Kane Jr., so forth and so on. So, I mean, that's what I think that was. But I think that Steve Harvey was just a little blindsided. And I would hope that Meek Mill would have actually looked at Steve Harvey's case, Kanye West's case, Chrisette Michelle's case, and would have been like, yo.
Oh, wait, whoa. Chrisette Michelle got a check.
Yeah, but Chrisette Michelle apologized on The Breakfast Club for basically getting that check because she was like, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. All I wanted to do was sing for the president, and I did not know that y'all was not going to support my music no more.
But who was supporting? I mean, Chrisette Michelle, she got a platinum plaque, Lamont.
No, listen, here's the thing about Chrisette, and this is what I've always said. She need to call Rick Ross, right? She need to fly down to Miami to 305 and say, baby, we got to make another record. Because I think in our community, in terms of what we might call hip-hop or what some may call popular culture, they know Chrisette through the Rick Ross record. You feel what I'm saying? She got to go back.
Again, so let me ask this question. She went up there begging for somebody to support her music. Let me ask this just clearly. She got a platinum plaque?
She got a platinum single with Rick Ross.
Yeah. Whose song was that? Was that Rick's song or was that with Chrisette's song?
That was his song, but she sung on the record, so she technically is a part of the record.
She's part of the record. So was it 50-50 on the money?
We don't know. We don't know what the splits were. We don't know if she took a pub check. We don't know.
So let me ask you this question, man. How much money did she get from the Trump administration to sing?
Who knows? Because remember, it was $250,000. Then it was 750,000, right? So I don't know what it was, but she put food on the table. Let's just be honest.
All right, but let me ask you this question. So, and shout out to my man E-Dub, because E-Dub says this all the time. Would you rather make $700,000 right now, right? Or would you rather make $2 million over the next 3 years?
Of course.
Right? So that's the analogy with Chrisette Michelle. Because
no, it's not.
Yes, it is. Because
what do you mean?
She took the
$700,000.
Let's just say $250,000, right? So she took the $250,000 right now. But that $250,000 jeopardized her to make $3 million in the next 2 to 3 years because nobody wants to book her. So let's just say she was getting $50,000 a show.
But let's back up. What label is Chrisette Michelle on?
Don't matter. It don't matter.
It does matter.
She was on Def Jam.
Yeah, she was on Def Jam. She got dropped. Right. But that was way before.
That was way before she had been gotten dropped. Mm-hmm. She didn't have a $2 million future.
Oh yeah. Listen,
Chrisette could have. Yeah, she could have got 15 to 20 stacks out here.
She's getting $20,000, $30,000 a show. Plus
plays,
she
get 2-3 shows a month.
What she was on the TV One show. So so it wasn't like she wasn't out here getting booked before then. She was on. She was getting booked.
Right. Well before.
Not well before. Before November. 8th
and she was getting money across the water too. Maynard. You got to think about a worldwide number.
In 15, she was dropped. She was independent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Def Jam dropped her. She said she was going to run her own show. She wanted to run her own show. Part of what I understood about the dropping was not just sales, but that she was like, yo, this is how I want my program to operate. I'm running my show. God bless you. Part of running her show is she's going to make decisions. One of those decisions is she's going to go sing for the president. And let's just take that out for a half a step. She wants to run her show. Her running her show was not leading to the decisions that were going to get her the millions. There's one artist on her label, her. She's gone bankrupt. With or without the Donald Trump God Bless America thing, she's not her.
She wouldn't have been bankrupt. She might not have been living high off the hog before. Like you said, if she didn't do Donald,
the label is out of money.
No.
But I think you're measuring it from a label perspective.
Exactly.
Right? She doesn't need a label to still get booked every single week. And she was getting booked.
But she is the label. She runs. It's not a label. This is her company. She owns it. This is her. That's her thing.
So, Spud, let me just say this, and this the part Maynard's not getting. So I'll say this to you. That Something Is Forever record, that girl was getting 10 to 15 to 20,000 off of that. Her doing that 2-3 times a month, running a play here or there, X, Y, and Z, you're right. She's going to make between 300 to 500 stacks before Donald Trump a year. And that's before she pay her taxes now. Easy. 300 to 500. Easy.
And also, those opportunities set her up for, again, plays, movies,
yes.
TV shows, so forth and so on. Now you go and you be with Donald and you do do it one more time, Maynard.
Yeah, come on, Maynard, because he left us, but he gonna come back. He hates when he gets.
When you do one of these moves with the Donald, now it's like, oh, I'm not messing with you no more. I can't. Now she can't get booked. Now she probably can get $5,000 a show. She might get $10,000 a show.
And so what's her last hit? What's her last hit?
A couple of forevers can go forever.
Forever.
She can do weddings just off of that song.
No, it can't.
Oh my God! I need you to go to more concerts.
But you know what, man? You said it back. You're not tied in like that, so you don't get how. Females.
Listen, hold on. I remember this. I was a huge, and I'm taking it back. It's old school. I was a huge Regina Belle fan, right? I love Regina Belle.
Regina. Who's that? Who's Regina Belle? What song does she have?
Baby Come to Me.
No, come on, Spud.
Baby Come to Me. Huge song. Okay. Silver Moon Shining Over Me. Oh my God, I loved it.
Was that in the 70s?
No,
80s.
89.
Okay,
big album. Loved her. Went to go to see her at Blues Alley in D.C. Tried to work for her little road manager a couple of times. Loved her. Then we booked her when I got to DMK in Detroit. And I remember her like coming in, and this is 2001, so it's years later. And she was like, yo, $4,000, when did I get my check? It's like, wow, you're taking a $4,000. And I don't see Chrisette Michele, like Regina Belle was huge, but she wasn't a Whitney Houston. She wasn't a name that was going to be like, yo, that's going to sell forever. A couple of forevers for Chrisette Michele.
All right,
so
let me say it like this. In
10 years, she's going to be asking for, $6,500 a show, and she's going to be happy to get it. It's going to happen a couple of times a year, and she's going to probably, open a yoga studio or some shit.
You're so disrespectful.
Right, I know you are disrespectful. Anyway, let's look at it from this perspective before we move on. Let's just say who are your best old school hip hop artists? Let's just take Houdini, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Mm-hmm. Houdini's probably getting what, Lamont? $20,000 a show, $30,000 a show, probably. Let's just say $20,000 a show.
I go with a 20.
Okay, EPMD's probably getting 20, 30 stacks a show, right? Mm-hmm. Maynard, if you do EPMD, Houdini, KRS-One, whatever the case, all those old school artists, because I have a lot of them with my clients. If you take those artists and they're doing shows Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every single week, at $20,000 a show, you're making $100,000 a week.
But you know what
52.
you just did though? But Spud, what you just did is you just compared Chrisette Michele, to Houdini. Houdini is legendary, and they're legendary. They're legends of hip hop. Chrisette Michele is not a legend.
But you don't have to be a legend to still be touring. Your point
So
is that EPMD doesn't have a record label right now. They don't got no new music.
But their EPMD is legendary.
Okay.
They're legend. EPMD is legendary. Okay. When you think about it like this, when you go back and you name the top 10 hip hop artists of that legendary time that you pretty much did, and then you compare it to 2010 to 2018, is Chrisette Michele among the top 10 R&B artists, because she's got to compete with the entire R&B artist cast in her space, not just females but males. Is she a top 10?
Let me ask you this question: do you
think is she a top 10?
No. But let me ask you this, Lamont: is Chrisette Michele doing just as many shows as Angela Winbush is?
Probably on a global scale, probably more.
Okay, so Chrisette Michele is getting booked, man. That's the point. The point is that she's getting booked. She was getting booked before she, did the White House thing. The White House thing slowed up the bookings. So she was on the train to actually be in making more money before the situation.
Her train was slowing down, my dude.
Okay.
We already know this. The Def Jam dropping was the start of like, and a part of it was the business side. But why do artists get dropped from labels most often? Your performance wasn't where we thought it was supposed to be.
Would you still go and see Mary J. Blige right now?
I would go see Mary J. Blige.
Mary J. Blige don't got a label. Still getting booked.
Right, but are you comparing Chrisette Michele to Mary J. Blige? Because Mary J. Blige has probably 4 times as many hits as Chrisette Michele, at least.
Lamont, would you say that Chrisette Michele is getting booked just as much as Mary J. Blige is across the country? Or was? It's probably was.
Yeah. It's not the number. Look, you could book somebody for $3,000.
I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish, Lamont. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So every time you give me the opportunity, I'm gonna take it because
I thought you said Lamont.
I'm a two guard. I
thought he was a shooting guard. Now wait a minute. Right. You need to make up your mind. Okay.
Hold on. He said Lamont one more time, real quick.
I'm sorry. You just said shooting guard, two guard. I don't know.
2 guard, shooting guard, but you know the Duchess of York.
Sussex, actually. Duchess of Sussex.
Sussex.
Anyway, wrap this up so we can go into the next thing.
So here's all I'm gonna say is that Maynard, a Mary J. Blige is not gonna do a venue with 3,500 people.
No,
but Chrisette Michele will. Okay. Now, the only thing I would modify what Spud said, because 96% of what he said is true. When you talk about a Houdini and those numbers, I don't know if I'm gonna give him 52 weeks. I might give him a good 28 weeks out of the year.
Right.
Okay. Right. Now, same with Chrisette, is that still, if you do the math, even if she was getting $7,500 a show, she can get at least 30 to 40 shows or even 50 shows a year, at least, minimum. Okay. And that's just in the U.S. Because again, we in America, we have been taught that this is the end all be all, and it's not. The world is a very big place, and there are people who are in Australia, there are people in London, there are even people in Africa and Nigeria that still love that record. That was a global record, bro. So that girl who they don't give 2 shoots about her singing for Donald Trump. So they're like, yo, if we can still give Chrisette Michele, now again, those bookings are not that often, but if she could go get another 10 or 20 bookings throughout the year, 50 and 20 is 70. 70 times, even if it was 10 G's. Y'all know what that math is. Now she got to pay her taxes. And then she probably still got, like you said, she got a couple play runs, a little here and there. Maybe she get a commercial. She can still make, again, I said 3 to 5 on the low, but she could be 5 to 7. Easy. It's some artists right now that are doing 80s, 90s tours. Them dudes, and you can talk about whatever caliber they're doing 3,500 seaters, but these dudes doing like an M or better a year.
Right. But you know what? A 3,500 seater for Chrisette Michele is excellent. But it's a 3,500 seater for Sade is amazing. And what I'm saying is, because I'm going to pay. Watch what I'm saying. Watch what I'm saying.
You are disrespectful.
Watch what I'm saying. Because you will pay.
Now you can't put no Chrisette Michelle and Sade in the same category. Now watch your
God. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm telling you they're not in the same category. Because I won't pay $75 to see Chrisette Michelle. I will pay $250, $300 to see Sade.
Yeah, but 3,500 seater, you're going to pay $3,000.
Fine, but would you ever pay $300 to see Chrisette Michelle in a 3,500 seater?
Well, again, because we're doing this talking about shows, and I know a little bit about booking, but booking is about today it's about a package.
Can you book Joe for us?
Watch this.
That's a good point. Joe, how much money Joe getting?
Let me tell you something, and I know I'm gonna get in trouble. So Joe just got a call. He went to Rome, right?
Because you're replying.
he went to Rome, and let's just say he got several hundreds of thousands of dollars to do, and the full band, the whole shebang. Everybody went to Rome for 3 days. Okay, everybody came home and it was all good. But some people think that Joe is like dead, and because he's not on Twitter like that or Instagram, that he's not out. Yeah, he ain't got no new video. He just came back from Rome a couple days ago. Rome.
Lamont, but the thing is, though, you pulled the Suge Knight of that scenario and not the Puffy, because you weren't all up in the videos.
No.
You weren't trying to monopolize that, but you play your role.
Let's get to the school shootings before we go real quick. I don't really know how to even go into this. I mean, it's an unfortunate situation. I guess my question, Maynard, is you have a daughter. Is this something that you have to have a conversation with your daughter about in regards to school? Being protective. In our generation, we never would even have the conversation or even question that somebody was going to run up in our school and shoot it up, right? Is this something that we're going to have to start to have conversations with our new people? With our future generation.
Oh, man. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, first of all, man, thoughts and prayers to all the people who have sent their children to school in the morning and got that phone call that their kid wasn't coming home.
Right.
I can't. I think of my own, and I think that someone's going to call me and tell me my daughter ain't coming home. I'm not. I can't even begin to. I can't even begin to think about that. That's my whole world. And I don't know what to tell her. Study hard, do a good job in school, be respectful of the teacher, have a good time, make sure you take your violin. You got violin lessons later that afternoon. And when you cross the street, look both ways. Oh, by the way, get under a desk if somebody comes in with a gun and starts shooting. Like,
I was reading in the New York Times, and one of the articles was saying that, 2 girls was now afraid of somebody coming into the lunchroom because they sat at the door, of the lunchroom every single day. And then they had to reevaluate where they were sitting because they were saying if somebody busts into the cafeteria, we're going to be the first people that they go after because we're going to be the first people that they see. To have that conversation going into a kid's mind is disheartening because you don't even know where you can even sit. You don't even know who you got to look out for. You don't even know. And then it only takes it up to another notch because, we stereotype, especially for kids, because, the shooter was wearing a trench coat every single day. And now we're going to be looking out for people in trench coats. And now we're going to be judging people for wearing trench coats. And it just is unfortunate that we are at
But why shouldn't we?
level.
Why shouldn't we judge you?
But it's the same unfortunate thing
we
about
should.
when we get on a plane that we got to judge every person with a turban on. That's not fair.
But we should. But let's think of some simple things. You wearing a turban. That's religion. That's your thing. And that's fine. That's okay. But you're in Texas and it's May and you got on a trench coat. I'm just saying, just do the basic math. This is Texas, the month of May.
Yeah, but he wore the trench coat every day, though, man. So it was a part of his style. So you can't be judgmental on the way the guy dresses.
If I get pulled over by the cops for a tail light, I'm being judged essentially by being black, often by that cop saying, I wonder if he's got guns. I wonder this. Like, yo, it's just a tail light. No, well, we still, we need to treat you a certain way. Let's just, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander.
But you're right. I mean, and it's the same point that goes back to us, because now in our brain, we got to think, oh, shoot, I can't be driving around out here without no tail light. Because if I do, the cop's going to pull me over. That could lead to me actually not going home. I mean, it's unfortunate. That's the brain and the mindset that we got to think of, and it hurts me as your friend to even see you be choked up in the sense of you don't know what to tell your daughter. That hurts. I couldn't even imagine, and my kids are grown. I couldn't even imagine somebody calling me saying, "Yo, your kid's not coming home because they were in the mall and somebody shot up the mall." Or they were going to college and they were in school and somebody shot up the college like Virginia Tech.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what to say, man. It's just a lot.
You got quiet on me.
Well, first, same with Maynard, man. The prayers to that environment, the school, and it's just somebody who doesn't have kids. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you sit back and you watch that, and also, along with guns. I know we're talking about guns, but I just think about children's safety in general, because just a couple of days ago in New Jersey, there was a school bus full of middle school students and got into a very bad car accident, and a couple of young people, they passed away. And one of the ladies got on TV and she said the same thing. She said, I just sent my kid to school. I didn't do anything wrong, and now my kid doesn't come home. So I think just, along with the school shootings, it just needs to be, I don't know how we do it, just a way that we figure out how do we, kind of protect these young people. And again, I say this, and this might not be popular, is that out of all of the bad things that happened in our community, when I say that, I mean black community, that's the one thing that we got right a long time ago. I mean, we have to be able to search these kids when they go to school, period. If that's I remember metal detectors, dude, when I was in middle school and high school. We never had a school shooting. Never. Now, outside, that was different. But inside, inside the school, they didn't play that. So, I hate to say it, but it's like, some of these communities, as we look at them from the Parkland, even this community down in Texas, they don't have probably the same things that we grew up in. Like I used to always say this, and think about this, and Maynard helped me out. And I know Spuck and that tested this. You remember whenever you went to like a new club, the first thing you would always do when you went in is find out where the exit was? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You just do that subconsciously because you knew that you were in a tense environment, and it was just like, okay, if I got to get out of here, this is where I'm going. But it's like, I feel like people in certain areas, they just don't have the same kind of experiences. And like you said, for the two young ladies who had to say, well, where do I sit in the lunchroom now? I hate to say it, but that's kind of where it was before. Like, don't sit over there because those dudes over there, it might pop off. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Again, it's bad. And man, I feel you, bro. It's like, what do you tell your little baby girl? You know what I'm saying? Because God forbid if I had one.
This is America.
This
is America.
No, I'm with
Guns
you.
in my area.
Yeah, it's if it's nothing else, your kids and your wife, that's what you lay your life down for. You know what I'm saying?
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't take your shirt off.
No, don't
please
don't. Get my Donald Glover on.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man. I mean, my immediate would be, everybody got to get and the school got to be locked down. You just can't go into a school just chilling. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. No. Again, and now that was my unfortunate, but that was my experience. I think we turned out pretty okay, but you just at a certain time you just couldn't go into school. Somebody got to let you into school.
I think one thing that we got to also recognize, and there is something that is occurring with these people. They almost always, fit the profile. Mm-hmm. Let's just be honest. Mm-hmm. 14 to 22, 23-year-old white male, awkward, socially outcast, etc. And no matter what strategy you employ, they think of another strategy to attack. One scenario was the guy they ran in and they at the Columbine one, they run in and they go and they start shooting up stuff. Another episode where what they basically did is they made the phone call and said that there's a bomb in the school or something to that effect, and people came out and they shot them as they came out. So, it's not as simple as lock down the school. It's not as simple as, frisk for, using the metal detectors, etc. It's like a car, unfortunately, and I don't want to trivialize the life of people, but, if you park your car in a certain area, and somebody says that they want to break into that car, it don't matter if you lock that car and got the special alarm and whatever. They're going to break into that car. And a lot of these people have decided that they're going to shoot, kill, and bring mayhem. And I don't know what the deterrent that you can use is. They're not afraid of the death penalty.
Right.
They're not afraid of going to jail. You have to be outside of your right mind to go and intend to shoot hundreds of people. They often only shoot somewhere between 10 and 17, 18 people. But if you go and shoot 3 people, you go and shoot one person, you're out of your right mind.
So is this something, you would address in regards to, is this a mental health issue?
Certainly it's a mental health. You have to be loony to do something like that. But I don't want to create no insanity defense.
Right.
That's not you are crazy. You even if you touch my daughter and I kill you, I was out of my right mind. I was doing the right damn thing because you don't touch my damn child. But it was insanity that drove me to go here. It was a heat of passion, insanity defense for you touching my child that created this feeling in me. I had to go after you. But these people are crazy. But they know what they're doing. So it's not insanity. There's a difference between like snapping and seeing red and just like, I lost my mind for a minute and I didn't understand. I would normally not act this way. But these people have histories that demonstrate that they, given the right opportunity, they were going to kill people. Right. And that it's true because they planned it out. It's different if I jump out of my car after you ran in the back and we get into a tussle. Like, man, I was angry in the heat of the moment. But these kids get up in the morning, they put on their clothes, they put their guns in, they carry their bullets, and then they decide to show up at school. They planned that.
Premeditation. You're right.
Premeditation.
Oh, you're right.
All right, we out, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. Go ahead, man, Lamont.
No. I mean, I don't. There is a answer, but I don't. We're so far away from the real answer. I don't know how we figure that out.
What is that? Homeschool?
No, I took all the guns, man. The guns got to go, bro. See.
Second Amendment.
See.
Second Amendment people gonna be on you this week, boys.
They don't want no smoke.
Whoa! See, you out here threatening folks.
What? They don't want
no.
You don't want no smoke
this week. Take all the guns.
Yeah, if we want the killing to stop, if we really wanted to stop, then, that's what we do. And if we don't, let's just stop talking about it. Let's stop sending thoughts and prayers. Let's stop let's be Wild Wild West with it.
Right. True.
That's where we at. We close. We close.
I can't stop you from speaking truth.
Yeah. We almost there.
All right, out, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for listening or viewing another episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic. Make sure you go to the website, go to threeblackguyswiththemic.com. Subscribe to this podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, wherever you listen to this podcast. We would really, really appreciate it if you actually subscribe, leave a review, rate it, so that way we can continue to grow this podcast. We'll be back again next Tuesday for another episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic. Join the conversation at threeblackguyswiththemic.com, as well as at facebook.com/threeblackguyswiththemic. You guys have a great week, and we holla.
Wait. Can we add one more thing to the list?
Yes, of course.
What's that?
Because we got to shout out Spotify, man. I had a few people definitely.
Oh, we on Spotify.
Yeah.
Go.
iHeartRadio. Shout out to iHeartRadio too, because we're on iHeartRadio as well. And Spotify. I forgot about that.
We gotta get our MySpace following up. We gotta get our MySpace following back together.
We holla. We out.
All right.